we're live. Give it like 60 seconds. Notifications pop on. Give another 20 seconds. A few people popped in. Usually start within 1 minute. So if the audio is 5x5, let me know, guys, gals. The 4th of June already. I don't know about you guys, but the last few months flew by for me. Hope everyone is doing well. Friday here on the East Coast. Will, what's up, brother? You're live. Christy Roberts, how are you? 5x5. Billy, what's up, brother? Sorry to hear that. Horrible news. One thing I will say about that, no matter your age, right? Doesn't matter if, obviously, the longer that you have spent time with a parent, obviously the better, right? Versus being a youngster like I'm the oldest. It's never easy, right? Like, my dad's still alive, thank God, and my grandma and my grandfather. But yeah, it's never, I don't care how old you are, it's never easy. I was in my mid-20s when I lost my mother. But, something that we're all going to have to do. Hopefully, it's not the other way around, but very, very sad to hear about that. It is, like I said, regardless of age, but obviously, again, the older you are, the more, I don't know your situation. I don't know if you were close to your parents, but again, it's still your father no matter what. So, sorry to hear that. And people say it gets easier. You learn to cope, right? There's not a day goes by that I don't think about my mother, but you learn to cope. And I know it's fresh for you, Billy, but my condolences. Yeah, definitely take care of Ma. Take care of Ma. All right, guys, so the 180-day mark, I'm really fed up with politics. I really am. The individuals that, when they go low, we go high. But what happens when both sides, or excuse me, what happens when the one side, the blue team, is fully compromised, meaning the refs are in their pocket, the coaches, everybody. I'm not saying cheat, but I'm saying at some point the gloves have to come off. This video is not about politics, but yeah, I follow politics daily. I research daily, sky phenomena daily, crazy weather daily. Again, these are things that I've been doing for about a decade now, actually documenting it. But I've always been into these hobbies. I find it very. Think about, regardless of what you think about the whole flu situation, it affected us all, right? Either how you're working, more people are working from home now. If you have kids, again, regardless, it affected everybody, right? I just find it very odd that probably the most largest craziest topic out there would be ETs, right? And I probably, just like many of you guys, are fascinated with that subject. And I mean, there's some researchers out there who've they've been doing it their entire life. And just like with anything, you end up with more questions than answers. Linda Moulton Howe. Uh, Linda Moulton Howe. She's been doing it for over 40 years now. I have her book up there. It's called An Alien Harvest. She has a couple books, different volumes, but there's a lot of people that I've been following for many, many years. Um, some people are more mainstream, should I say, and other people kind of tread the water, and then we got other people who do their own thing. And again, I'm very open-minded. I like to listen to everybody, but at the end of the video, I come to my own conclusion. But again, yeah, Linda Howe, Richard Dolan, Nick Pope. Some of these names are pretty popular. He was the former British Defense Minister from 1985 to 2006. David Wilcock, and the list goes on. But why would they put it in the relief bill, giving it 180 days, like a 180-day notice? First off, it may sound like a long time, but not so much. And everything I've been watching, and again, guys, even prior to this, I mean, I have this is me, my own documentation of. I told you guys I could start a whole separate channel of my own footage. I share some of it with you guys in the community section, and only a couple on Twitter, I believe. But people, Homo sapiens, like, we just want answers, right? And I mean, I see it with my own eyes. You know, if I think something versus this person, what do? They pull out their device, ask. You know, you could ask your phone, and pretty much pull up results. But I just want people with this subject. I mean, regardless, you should always be open-minded. But pertaining to this subject, forget everything you thought. Right? Forget everything that you were taught. And again, guys, that's if you have enough time to read books and research. And again, just don't look into one person. Then at the end of the day, always come to your own conclusion. But I could tell you, I mean, stories of myself, different encounters. There's great documentaries out there. But a lot of people thought it was going to be June 1st, meaning the disclosure. And I think the last time I went live, I spoke a little bit about this, which was a few days ago. And my prediction was the 15th of June. I believe the 21st of June is the official 180-day mark. Why now? Think about if you want this, you want to. I'm not a fan of this, of any mainstream people anymore, but think about if you went to school. If you're a physicist, if you're, all the time, money, sweat, blood, ignoring this topic, and then all of a sudden, boop, not just the mainstream, but the U.S. Pentagon. So, I guess it's kind of the number one secret is why keep it secret at all? And I have my predictions for it. I think they live. I think they're here among us. This is my own personal opinion. And I think they infected all aspects of our daily life. You may have met one person without even knowing it. Again, guys, I'm a spiritual type of person, and again, I'm very open-minded. And I think the more open-minded you are pertaining to this subject, different things will happen. Um, different things will happen because I think you're on a different level of consciousness, and uh, the list goes on. But I want to know, obviously you guys heard of different groups out there. Who are the friends? Who are neutrals? And who are the foes? I'm not an expert in anything, but you guys probably heard of the Greys, the Reptilians, the Tall Whites, etc., etc. But there's typically a group of five that we always hear about. Um, the reason why I think that they walk among us, politics, politics, not the T-man, not the T-man who just left, or yeah, just left. But before the T-man got in, it was always red versus blue, right? I'm guilty of it. Again, I was young. I still am. I have conservative values for myself, but I'm not walking around with a R on my shoulder for that party. Um, you know, why do certain people? Again, these are people that are in different group and intelligence agencies and presidencies, and uh, you know why can they on in a court of law, on live, they could be live, right? Why do certain people, no matter what they do, folks, no matter what they do, can do no wrong? And this is why I think that, again, it's not just America, it's worldwide. It's a worldwide event. Again, just my own personal opinion, but I think that uh, that's one of the reasons why they kept it so secretive. Again, like, who comes up with these numbers? Like, that the Earth is over. Again, just a question, that the Earth is overpopulated when the entire population of Earth can fit in. Yeah, it could fit inside of Texas with room to spare. Um, I mean, like, who comes up with these numbers, right? The Georgia Guidestones. Like, why, when you have so much money that you can cure world hunger, you can cure water issues, just with a couple of people, Bezos, Billy, etc. Like, they have enough money to just a few people, guys, that could cure. I'm not saying give out, be socialist, but everybody on this green earth deserves food and water. I mean, America alone, many kids go hungry every single night. Uh, but it just baffles my mind. Like, when you have so much money that you're tied into nefarious, should I say, uh, projects. Again, for some reason, every single person at the top. I'm not saying every person, but if you're at a certain threshold, even the music industry, folks. I mean, there's probably 30 off the top of my head that I could list. They talk about the dark side in the music industry. How about Hollywood? Like, where do these dark entities come from? Again, just a question. But my humble opinion, I really think that when I say they, meaning one group, they look like us, they speak like us, and yeah, they infiltrated our government. Pretty crazy stuff, but yeah. So back in January 2020, that's when we found out about the flu. December 20, or excuse me, December 2019, and January of 2021, I did numerous videos pertaining to drones. First, they started over Colorado, right? Again, guys, this is back in December 2019 and January of 2020. Uh, and then they started to spread in the Midwest, and then pretty much, nothing else happened. And then the news did cover it, but then obviously the flu took over. Now, since we're talking about this subject, and in any day now, things could get released from the Pentagon. The FAA data shows strange pattern of military encounters with unidentified objects. I believe the picture to this video shows the map of the U.S. So in 4 years, guys, in 2016 to 2020, there's been over 15 cases over the East Coast and Southwest. So Arizona, it's pretty much Arizona, Area 51 area, and Southern California. Among the reports, we found almost 24 that involved troubling characteristics. For example, in 2018, F-35 Joint Strike Fighter pilot recorded a near miss with a small drone operating between 16,000 and 22,000 feet. I was one of the first people to have a drone, right? This was probably 8 years now, and yes, it was the DJI drone, but it was now there's laws, you have to get them registered. Now they sell them at Walmart, for the base model, I think for $300. But now police departments have them. So just like with anything, guys, it can be a great tool, but people always push the boundaries. So, some of these circumstances that I'm talking about, or what I'm reading about, some of these are a couple hundred miles off the coast. So back in early 2020, I made probably 5 different videos pertaining to this subject alone. They did not look like an airplane, a bird, swamp gas, a weather balloon. These were pretty much glowing orbs. Again, that you can't view the video because the video no longer is uploaded on my main channel, but I still had the video. Again, I have everything documented so I could dig it back up. But I just find this very interesting. Again, the timing of everything. The division in America is probably at an all-time high, right? Just 2020 alone, the amount of violence, property damage, death, destruction. Guys, at one point in 2020, it was in every major city. Alaska, including Hawaii. It was in every major city in America at one point. So why now? And also I know I'm talking about a few different things, but with disclosure, why are the UAVs picking up? I don't know. It's pretty damn interesting, but it's pretty easy, if you're a trained professional, I guess, i.e. like a fighter pilot, to know if it's, a little tiny drone or if it's like a military. These are trained professionals, folks. They do this for a living. And I happen to know a couple pilots. So why are they picking up in certain areas, right? Pretty, again, I find it very, very interesting. Especially, like I said, it's one thing if it's just inland, but we're seeing them up to 100 to 200 miles off the coast. And there was an incident. I don't have it up here. I just thought of it a few days ago that took place in Tucson, Arizona. A Department of Homeland Security helicopter what saw what appeared to be a drone. Then they called in the Tucson their police helicopter. So now there's two birds that are chasing this drone. It was nighttime, or excuse me, it was dusk. So the sun just set, and this drone got away. They said it took off at 18,000 feet and then just took off. Again, guys, we were talking about it got away from two birds. So that's pretty crazy stuff. And then also in California, again, this was early 2020. You guys remember Jetpack Man? That just popped in my head since we're talking about this. To my knowledge, nobody was ever arrested or questioned about Jetpack Man. I know of two cases that definitely happened, possibly three. And at one time, it was a commercial aircraft pilot off the coast of California. At one time, it was at around 6,500 feet. Again, they called it a Jetpack Man. That's pretty high altitude, folks. 6,500 feet. So now the drones are picking up. And again, 2020 was a hell of a year for everybody. Some more than others, but I just find this very, very interesting. The Federal Aviation Administration has seen a drastic increase in drone-related incidents, recording over 10,000 reports in the last 5 years. Again, most of these are your, everyday folk, people buying for their kids, and they're not toys. But I'm saying most of these, not the ones that are outrunning the helos, not the ones that are off, a couple hundred miles off the coast of the East Coast. These are not just my opinion. Just my opinion. The Great Deception, Billy says, is upon us. Lizzie P. Andrew, don't fall for the alien poop. These are true demons getting ready for Jesus to come. 2023, 2030 is highly probable. I'm open-minded. And again, I do believe in the man upstairs. But this has been going on, guys, for thousands of years. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but for thousands of years. For thousands, again, not hundreds, I'm saying for thousands of years. Look at ancient paintings, some with Jesus, and there's numerous discs behind them, different shapes. Some of them have people inside with an actual light beam coming down. So again, just because you believe in, I'm not saying they're little green men, but just because you believe in a different entity, most people they push off God, the whole God thing. I think you could believe in both. That's my opinion. I think you could believe in both. Yeah, 100%, Lizzie. For exactly thousands of years. Watch Doug Hamp. He's a pastor. Studied this extensively. Yeah, Steve Quayle. Not only is Steve Quayle, he spent thousands of dollars, guys, from all over the world. Probably millions of dollars, not thousands, millions of dollars. He found giants. And this is the part that baffles me. Like, why are they so fast to suppress information? A lot of people look at the Iraq War in 2000. Well, what was it? 2003. The shock and all. We did not go into Iraq for oil. Again, that's what the anti-war people said. We did not take any of their oil. I mean, that's ancient Babylon, folks. We raided the museums and got some ancient technology. Again, this was during the shock and awe invasion. They did the shock and awe for the world to see, but yeah, there's a much broader picture. Lizzie P. Iraq War, was you get DNA from King? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see, you guys are very, very intelligent people. You guys know your history. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. How many people have seen my video that I made pertaining to Mexico? I listed it on my Patreon, and then there people are having issues viewing. So think about just uploading it on this platform. I see comments pertaining to Satan. Again, not to knock on religions and everything, but I don't know. I just feel that there's good and bad, right? There's good and bad. There has to be balance, like a yin and a yang. Yeah, maybe I won't touch that subject, but maybe I already went too far. But again, my opinion is you can believe in the man upstairs, and you can believe in these unknown orbs. It wasn't that the Nazis were just smarter than the rest of the world. The Nazis had help, folks. The Nazis had help. The Nazis in 1938, like I said before, not tonight, but in 1938 they went to Antarctica. Why would they choose the coldest place on Earth? I'll tell you why. Because they found something. And that's exactly where Richard Admiral Byrd said that there was a warm oasis in Antarctica. If it's the size that they tell us, the middle object's America. This is the tip of South America. This is we call this the tip of Antarctica. If again, these are their numbers. Antarctica is much larger. Again, just play along, mainstream science. So South America here, over here would be Australia and New Zealand. Right here, if you look at a map today, guys, this is where the German base was. On this side, this is where Little America is. But till this day, guys, this part, it's off. I mean, all of Antarctica is off limits. But if you pull up Google Maps, there's a big X over that spot. I discovered that today. I don't know if it's something new, but I'll show you guys. Check that out. My first time seeing it. And then, since I have the mouse over top of it, this whole entire area is carved out. I have a lot of tabs open right now. think we're back. I believe many of these entities are off our shores in the water. 100%. 100%. Again, what, 5% of our oceans have been it depends, 5 to 10% of our oceans have been discovered. This is the part, again, that I just don't understand. Like, they want to tell you what Mars is. They want to tell you about black holes, right? They want to tell you they could write a math equation for everything. Like, yeah, that's I'm still interested in that. But can we find out about Earth first? We don't know, I mean, we have many questions about Earth. We can't find these questions out first before we start to go and F up other planets. Check this video out. This is the deepest freshwater lake in the world, right? I think I have it up. The deepest freshwater lake in the world, which is, it's in Russia. It's, I'll just show you guys rather than speaking about it.
Have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs. For the first time, radar images recorded inside a Navy ship have confirmed the presence of several unknown objects that swarmed around the ship for hours. I-Team reporter George Knapp here with a story that broke today on Mystery Wire.
This is just audio. I gotta pull it up.
The public has been able to see several astounding images of what certainly qualify as UFOs during encounters with the U.S. Navy. There's no question that the Pentagon has censored data to go along with the photos and videos, but none of that information has been leaked or otherwise released, that is, until today. For 2 long hours on the night of July 15, 2019, the crew of the USS Omaha detected on multiple sensor systems unknown objects.
Again, guys, I'm sure you guys have seen this all over the place. That was George Knapp from Las Vegas now. We have military officials who are getting, the reason why they're speaking out about it because again, if the strongest military in the world and the most highly restricted airspace is compromised and they don't know what these are, again, this is why more and more military people are speaking out. I'm not just talking about what's supposed to be coming out in a couple weeks, but one guy on 60 Minutes said he was seeing them on a daily basis when he was on the ship off the East Coast, on a daily basis, like clockwork. I showed you guys in, I believe, my last live video of a humanoid looking object off the coast of Greenland. They're calling them mermaids, right? And it's funny because everything that we see in sci-fi, right, science fiction, that mermaid didn't look too nice or too friendly. But listen to this one.
The Russian government declassifies top secret documents detailing USO encounters with the Russian Navy. Stunning first-hand accounts of extraterrestrial encounters shock the Russian people and ignite interest from the world's UFO by what they're witnessing. Then quickly man their battle stations.
The captain, fearing that a collision was imminent and that he was under attack, ordered an emergency surfacing of the submarine.
The submarine finally breaches the surface, narrowly avoiding a collision. But what happens next is even more astonishing.
So here's the Soviet submarine commander dealing with this terrifying situation.
This gentleman is Richard Dolan. So not only are they on a submarine, folks, and they have six unknown objects coming at them at a very high speed. They surface to the water. They surface to the top. I skipped the beginning part because it's 10 minutes long, but I want to show you what they decided to do with these little blue beings.
And saw through the periscope these 6 objects come out of the water and take off at some absurdly fast speed.
One can only speculate about the intent of these USOs. Was this a hostile act of some sort, or were they just fleeing detection? We don't know.
Researchers believe what the Russians encountered was a squadron of underwater extraterrestrial spacecraft.
If you can travel that fast underwater, water is just another medium, so their craft can fly.
Blah, blah, blah.
Siberia, 1982. With a depth of 1,000...
So this is the deepest lake, freshwater lake in the world. 1982 now, guys. Think about the technology back in 1982. If you're, you know, versus what they have now. And you see these humanoid creatures that are staring at you. The first thing that these Russians tried to do were to capture them. It didn't work out too good.
642 meters, Lake Baikal is the deepest freshwater lake in the world. Russian Navy divers are conducting a research mission. Given the depth of the lake and its frigid temperature, little is known about what lies beneath the surface. 7 Russian divers are at a depth of 50 meters, when suddenly the frogmen realize they are being watched.
These strange humanoid figures were much bigger than human beings and appeared to...
Obviously, folks, that's a artist's rendition, but I don't care who you are. If you're underneath water and a humanoid creature is just sitting there observing you, I guess these Russians were drunk on vodka. They tried to capture them.
wearing helmets of some sort. What on earth are we to make of an encounter like this? It's one thing to talk about USOs, but quite another to talk about humanoid entities deep in the lake.
These were large beings, human shaped, but like 9 feet tall, wearing what seemed like very tight-fitting silvery suits. Not your normal scuba gear, basically. Swimming in the water, what they've come to call the swimmers of Lake Baikal.
What were these creatures? Why did they?
Powerful, unknown force suddenly propels the entire group of divers up from the deep water to the surface.
They did a rapid rise to the surface of the water. Well, when you do that too fast, you suffer from decompression and you get the bends, and it's deadly. There were 7 of these divers, and 3 of them died. And
so the Ruskies, I'm not sure if you guys saw that video before. So the Ruskies tried to capture one inside of a bag, and these entities, again, did something like this, and it was some type of force that brought what they say the seven frogmen up to the surface, and they were down pretty deep, and they could have all died easily, but I think they said 4 died.
Rise to the surface of the water. Well, when you do that too fast, you suffer from decompression and you get the bends, and it's deadly. There were 7 of these divers, and 3 of them died.
7 and 3 died. And then the 3 that survived, they were scarred for life, allegedly. Obviously, they most likely someone had a nice chat with them, as well as, again, being scared for their life. That was the last of that. So yeah, we kind of floated all around tonight. We're at 40 minutes, but the topic is, guys, Earth. Creatures here. What's it alien to you? Like seriously, what's considered an alien? Not just a little 3 foot man. Do you consider this case? Are these aliens? Again, just a question. This is one lake in one incident. There are parts of the world, folks, that are no-fly zones for a reason. For a reason, right? They make up reasons, but they do this for a reason, folks. Pretty interesting. Again, the last video I showed mermaids off the coast of Greenland, and this was an artist rendition. Actually showed actual footage because it took place in 2013. So they were down in the submarine, a little submarine, and actual footage of a humanoid mermaid that slapped their sub. They're sitting in a bubble, and it was like, what do you call that? Alien? A lot of things that we learn, are including Sasquatch. First time talking about Sasquatch on this channel. Do I think that there's something out there that we call Sasquatch, Bigfoot? Do I think it's real? Absolutely. Call me crazy. Have I ever seen one? No. That's one thing that I have not seen. I've seen many things in the heavens and close, but I have never seen a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. But who am I to sit there and laugh when there are thousands of people? Just like I could go through documentation. You could do this for centuries, decades, and have more questions than answers. I don't know. I just want people, we're like little kids. Like when we shoot a rocket off, like to Mars. Yeah, a rocket was just let off here last week, and I filmed it, and you could hear in my voice I was, like a little kid myself, a little excited because I've never seen a rocket here on the East Coast of that magnitude. That was a big ass rocket. Just like people just, yes man, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir. Don't ask questions. And Antarctica alone, Russia, the size of Russia being a landmass, people, Moscow is very close to like Siberia is huge, folks. Siberia is huge. There are so many places just on Earth, and I said this in my previous video, talking about the Amazon. There's a part of the Amazon that is the size of India that has yet to be explored. Just let that one sink in for a second. Again, I'm just pulling these. Like, how about Alaska? Everybody always, if you visit, you go to typically Anchorage. Have you met anybody who has ever been to the Arctic Circle? I have. I never been, but I've met people. Billy, Nephilim giants. I agree 100%. Speaking of Nephilim, in 2008, I believe, that's when the giant of Kandahar was actually captured. Big red beard, big man, about 12 to 15 foot tall. They had to call in they flew him to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's where they keep the creatures. Everyone thinks it's Air Force One, but not so much. It's in Ohio. It was only a foot or two from my head while I was laying down. Next thing I remember, I woke up 8 hours later. I'm sorry. I had a orb float over me 10 years ago. And again, Lizzie, like that story, to most people who aren't, most people just might, shrug it off. But when you realize how many people have, you know, a experience like such as that, right? A dream. How many people ever had a dream before where they were paralyzed? Again, paralyzed where you couldn't move. Yeah, some crazy things happen, folks. That I would love to hear more about that, Lizzie. Did it only happen one time? Because typically, again, I'm not a professional in this topic, but typically when scenarios like this take place, they stay within that bloodline for some reason. So if it happens to you, it could happen to your mother, it could happen to your grandmother. Not all the times, but for some reason that's how it is in many cases. I sent an email to our state university, and that's the thing. All the universities are you know, they're not open-minded, and science is a religion in 2021, unfortunately. Guys, science it's supposed to change with the times. New technology, new people, like new Einsteins. Like Einstein wasn't, he was incorrect, and they're finally admitting it now. Yeah, Einstein was incorrect. Dr. Michio Kaku, one of the world's physicists, he always talks about him. Speaking of brilliant individuals, I am fascinated with Nikola Tesla. I'm sure you guys heard the name before. Probably learned about him in school as well. There's a gentleman that I just discovered, Alexander Wagers. Alexander Wagers, born 1902. Like blew my mind. Alexander Wagers. Not only did he draw up blueprints for UFOs, but he actually got them patent, right? In 1920, or excuse me, 1920, that's when the blueprints came out. 1944, guys. Remember that number? What was 44, 45, right? World War II. And then right after World War II, all of a sudden, all the UFOs. But again, in 1944, he took his patent, and if you guys can look him up, and he went to try to sell this technology, and he, you know, and he died a poor man, but if you look him up, everyone says that the U.S. government stole his technology. Again, guys, this was a patent back in 1944 for flying. This is one man that I just heard of. So you can only imagine. I mean, this happens all the time to people when they try to sell a patent. Look what happened to Bob Lazar. He has a couple patents. There's a documentary called Gas Hole. It's one of the best documentaries out there, called Gas Hole, and it talks about how they had engines that could run on, you know, just with water. Engines in the 1950s that were getting 800 miles per gallon. Think about that. Think about the weight of these vehicles. In 1950, they were getting 1,000 miles per gallon. Everything's a rich man's game. It's one big club. You and I are not in it, unfortunately. Well, it could be good. You know, would you rather be in it? Would you rather be in and be treated like, you know, you have to do what they say? I'm good. Just looking at comments. Matt, awesome profile pic. Love the flag. And again, guys, reading the comments, and I think if you, again, I'm not knocking on any religion, guys, but if you were programmed, because we all were, if you're programmed to, you know, if you were programmed your whole entire life saying that this thing is bad, right? This is bad. This is a demon. This is a devil. Then when you grow up as an adult, you do your research and you're like, not so much, right? I'm not saying that the devil is not real, folks, but yeah, flying orbs. Anyone in the chat, have you ever been to a psychic or a medium before? Either a psychic or a medium. I had a medium approach me more couple times in my life, randomly too. One was an old lady. She never even made eye contact with me. The only time she made eye contact when she was speaking to me. So it's not like she was scope me out, pick me out of a group. Pretty interesting stuff. Remote viewing. These are, again, and for anyone who says remote viewing is I know all about it or it's fake. Why do you think the U.S. military spent so much money on remote viewers if it's so fake? Billy, break the matrix connection. Matt, I went to a fortune teller at the fair as a teenager. Interesting. Again, I personally know people that got bamboozled, right? They have these psychic parties or these medium parties, and again, it's all about what you believe in, and for some reason, bad energy came in. Bad energy came in. But I think it's all about, if you're open-minded and you know that you're not, I'm not taking the jab, right? They're not forcing me to take the jab, and I have a, I could heal my own. I'm good. I don't go to a doctor. And I think if you have that mindset, not being cocky, I'm not being cocky, but if you have that mindset that you're not going to let any evil entity control me, I have free will. I think, again, it might sound corny, folks, but until you see something when you're out in the middle of nowhere, shit gets real quick. Palm readings, tarot cards. Interesting. Has any, I know Lizzie brought up the orb. Have you ever encountered any unknown flying object when you're outside? How about in your, did you see an orb? Did you ever see an orb? If so, what color? This topic's very real, folks. And people, if this isn't your cup of tea, I respect that. I respect that 100%. But I just think that, again, even if this is not your cup of tea, that you're going to be hearing about it more and more from different sources. So again, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but just don't be ignorant to it. I have seen a white triangle during the daytime, and the chevron. That's another thing that I have a major question with. For some reason, triangles and chevrons, they're in every single space agency. China, every single one. India, America. Like, why do we use these names, folks? Like the dragon, right? On our spacecraft. Think about like the names of some of these craft. correct, Matt. The chevron is a lot of things. The chevron, does mean a lot of. Like, yeah, there's definitely more than one meaning. And again, I'm not saying that it's all bad at all. There are numerous meanings to it, but when I see it in these entities, I don't see it as a good. I don't see it being like a good symbol. I'm not saying a one-on-one with us, or what, but I just find it very, very ironic that that chevrons are everywhere, and they all in all the space. You've read my mind, Lizzie. I was looking at the snake and I was thinking about this serpent. Dragon, yeah, dragon equals Lucifer. What was the largest telescope in the world? What was the name of that telescope? Ran by what? The Pope or his organization called Lucifer? Pretty interesting, eh? People are waking up. Again, not just with this subject, but with when I say waking up, meaning our consciousness as Homo sapiens are rising somehow. We're being awakened to this fraud. I just don't want truth in this realm or this topic or this genre. I want the truth in everything, and I just give it to me. You don't have to sugarcoat it. You don't have to pat me on the back. You don't have to, spoon feed me. Just give me the truth. And that's where we are as a society. It's not left versus right. It's not blue versus red. It's what's going on now. Truth versus their agenda. Good versus evil. This isn't just about the T-Man, folks. This is a spiritual battle, and I've been saying that for a very long time. I guess that to wrap up this video, kind of like how I began this video. Yeah, definitely feel that there's a good force and bad forces at work, at play right this second. But yeah, back to Lizzie P and Billy. Yeah, Catholics are waking up. The amount of money, I'm not talking about your little church that you know everybody and that the money's going to a good place, but the amount of money that just the people that I know that give away. I know one guy, he's a broker, right? And he gives 50% of his paycheck to the church. Guys, I love helping people. I like help when I'm at the store and what do you like to donate for breast cancer? What do you like to donate for autism? What do you like to donate for the Red Bank? What do you like to donate for the troops? I always used to say yes, always, until my Great Awakening happened. Now zip. I donate to individuals, to organizations that I know that all the money's going to a good cause, where they're not skimming off the top, and out of that dollar, 10%, 5% makes it to the I'm awake. And that's just how that's how I like helping people out. I'm a giver. Billy, right versus wrong. More and more sheeple are awakening. More and more people are awakening about the jab. I know people in my own family that received the jab, the stick, I know friends that received the stab or the stick, and now they're freaked out. Unfortunately, I cannot talk about it on this platform, but if anyone is interested, let me know. Dr. Julia Mikovits, she came out in the early when the flu first came, and I mean she has amazing books, but she worked at one of these. Again, got to watch my words. She worked at one of these facilities, and some people just give you the bad news. Some people, where she found a way for people who have a regret. There's not saying that you're 100% out of the water, but there are ways to re-engineer or reverse whatever they put in you. Come on, Lizzie, you don't want a beer? You get a free beer. Guys, they're giving away my state free beer. Down south, I guess they're trying to get more conservatives. You get a free custom gun. In Colorado today, I believe, what's today? The 4th? I believe today was the first drawing of the $1 million. Guys, this is the stuff that we do to children, right? Like, we might take some spinach and mix it up with their mashed potatoes, and then, look over there. Boop. This is stuff that adults do to children. Like, again, guys, I don't believe the data on that crap. Now that we're talking about it, but they want to get to 70% by the 4th of July. In my humble opinion, do I think that many people received it? I don't know, because I do know that a lot of people did receive it, but I don't think it's that. I live in the most densely populated part in the country, guys. I'm not even on the West Coast. I'm not in the Midwest. I'm like in the armpit of the country, and like I said, yeah, I know a handful of people that did receive it. A handful. That's about it. Most people are saying hell no. Oh man, I don't have access to this chat on my computer. I think every single person should watch this video. Not this video that I made, but the video that got released yesterday pertaining to Dr. Julia Mikovits. Let me see. If you want to watch it, let me know, and I think there's a way that I could have access to it. New Jersey. Oh, speaking about the jab, what did I read yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, the federal government met up with Budweiser, and if we can make it to the 70% goal, this Bud's on me. This is real, guys. This is real. They're going to be giving everyone, out of all the beers, Budweiser. Yeah, you guys are, yeah. Talk among yourself. Talk in the comments, and I'll dig this up for you guys. I have so many tabs up. it runs slow, so I started Xing out of them, and of course I exited out of this video. And this video was on the platform called Brighteon. Come on, baby. Come on. Going to get you guys that video. And I get this. Who said that? Who said that? Billy. I get that question a lot. I'm new to Twitter. This year was like the first year that I ever used it. But I see a lot of people saying, you know, it's too late. You know, everybody runs their mouth, but you know, but they're not taking any action. I'm not talking about you guys. How do you know? How do you know my course of action, or his course of action, or her course of action? You don't know. You don't know. I have a red line. He has a red line. Susie has a red line. Billy has a red line. Again, I'm not getting the stick. What does that mean for me? No flying. You know, they're going to make my life difficult. But you know, there's millions of me. There's 80 million people like me. More than 80 million people like me. So, again, you can stop one or two. What are you going to do with 80 million people? Like I said, I have a red line with everything, just like you guys. I don't have time to battle with people. I physically have friends. I physically have family that all, you know, they just battle. Battle. Most likely, folks, you're talking to a bot. You're talking to, you know, I speak in person, or I battle in person, should I say. I never met any of you guys in the chat room in real life. You guys are awesome. Super intelligent. That's for sure. All right, I got the link for you guys. Again, it's about an hour long, I believe. But her books were censored, and she's going to be coming out with a brand new book. You could pre-order it now on Amazon, but her words, not mine. It will be censored. And again, guys, this isn't just any doctor. I could list 10 doctors off the top of my head that were suppressed, that got booted. This is a doctor who was in the inside. All right, hopefully I could post this, folks. Yes, I can, right? Oh, no. It's not going to let me. There's ways around everything, right? There's ways around everything. What I'm going to do right this second, since I'm live, if you want to watch that video, I'm going to post it right this second. I just pulled it up on my Patreon page. It's free. I'm posting it right now. New. That being said, if you are a Patreon, I did a video today for you guys, and I am viewer funded. Greatly appreciate it to my Patreons and anyone who I have a PayPal as well as a Venmo account. So I know it's a tough time out there, but again, I'm posting this right now, free vid, must watch. Please enjoy and share. No hashtags. So like I said, publish now. The links are down below, guys. Patreon, PayPal, and Venmo. But if you want to see that video, I just posted it for free for everybody. Free vid, must watch. Dr. Julia Mikovits talks about the jab. Also share it, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping it up because it gets a little bit spicy. Even for Patreon, it gets a little spicy. That's why I do not use any hashtags. But the video is there. Again, just click on the bottom link and it'll pop right up. I just posted it. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for the patience. But there's ways around everything. And again, it's very, very, even if you can't watch it tonight, if you had to break it up in 2 parts, yeah. Are there dire parts to it? Absolutely, because the title says 50 million Americans will not make it, right? That's the title of the video. Not my, I didn't list it. That's the title of it. But she talks about therapeutics, and again, I can't even say certain words, but watch that video and share it, folks, because like I said, many of you guys probably know somebody who received it. And I just, you know, I don't want people, I'm not here for any type of fear. I'm here for the truth. Like I said, probably what, a half hour ago. Just give me the truth. If it's good, bad, neutral, and let me deal with it. But appreciate you guys for the long chat tonight. Thank you for the patience. And like I said, free video. Just click on my Patreon page. All right, guys, much love. Be safe out there. Enjoy life. Life is short. Enjoy it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.